Coming up on Beyond the Shelves, find out how many lights it takes to illuminate Illuminights at Explore Park. Plus, hear about how long it takes for the tree to go up at the Roanoke County, South County Library. And hear from Alex North and Kelsey Frey on all of the library and Parks and Rec happenings this holiday season.
It's uncontrolled. It's nature. It's wild.
The library has totally got you covered.
It is truly like an ice cream truck, but for books.
Especially because I'm the librarian. I don't know words.
Let's see what happens. It might happen.
Well, I have to cover the page with my hand as I read so that my eyes don't skip ahead.
Library, always so well-rounded.
I know. Welcome to Beyond the Shelves. This is our December episode. Super exciting to be here. Today I'm joined by Alex North from Parks and Rec, and Kelsey Frey is back with us again. You probably remember her from the November episode. So welcome, you two.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks. I'm glad to be back.
I'm so happy to be here.
This is 2 podcasts in a month for me,
Ooh.
so this is groundbreaking.
I know. You'll have to join us more often. So the other podcast Alex is referring to is with M. Portner, and it's the Out of the Office podcast. So you definitely have to tune into that to hear more things, all things Roanoke County. It's great. So with this being our December episode, I thought we first could talk about some of our favorite family traditions. I know all of us grew up around here. So what do y'all remember growing up and going to, or doing at home and things like that?
I'd say for me, I remember every weekend night or a few nights leading up to Christmas, we'd drive around the neighborhoods and go look at Christmas lights. That was always something that was really cool, and that's something we still do with my family and still our family as well. So that's definitely something that I remember as a kid, is driving around looking at all the lights in all the neighborhoods.
I agree. Yeah, that is always fun. And it's I can see why my parents did it, because it's kind of nice to put the kids in the car and they're just such an awe, and it's a contained, fun, chaotic experience, and you just drive around and you find all these new displays. Shout out to the folks that put the map together that's on the Facebook group out there for Roanoke light displays, because that's helped us out a ton. So I'm not driving to South County and then up to Hollins and then back to Vinton. So that is a fun tradition for sure.
Yeah, we would get a real tree every year growing up, so that's a really fun memory. I don't do that for my children now. But it's always so much fun to go and pick out a tree, and between my sisters and I, picking just the right one, and then bringing it back home. So that's a really fun memory.
That is fun.
Did you guys live in neighborhoods, since we're in Roanoke County? I think we all grew up in Roanoke County. I remember the fire department used to have Santa on one of the fire trucks, and they'd come through the neighborhoods the weeks leading up to Christmas and throw candy out, which was always really cool. That's something I just thought of.
Yep. I do love that. And I love that now, and I swear I cry every time. And I don't know why. I'm not a big crier typically. But yeah, it's just something about the magic, and then watching my kids, seeing the magic through their eyes. I know, people have always said that, and it's always been a thing, to see the magic of the holiday season through the children's eyes. But oh my gosh, it just brings it all back home. It's so sweet. Every time we see a Santa out, my littlest one's it's a ho-ho. So it's so cute. And it's just, everything's looking great around the county and the surrounding area. I noticed the town of Vinton starting to put their lights up. Downtown Roanoke's got the wreaths on the lamppost, and I'm just excited.
Yes. I know, it makes up for the fact that it gets dark so early that you can have all those beautiful lights that you can see.
Yes, that's very true.
Went through the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A Bonsack the other night.
Yes.
And it was lit up, and my son, he's 2, was in the back seat. He was just going, wow. And I'm
right?
Great. Yeah. He wasn't crying or upset because I didn't have a fry ready for him.
I know.
But he was distracted by the lights and then wanted the fries, so it was really
pretty.
exciting.
And the Vinton McDonald's also has the lights up now. They were putting those up, I feel like it was election morning, because I've got to be at South County by 4:30 that morning. And so I always go through there to get a treat. And they were putting the lights up at that time, and I was like, holy cow, it is early, sir. But everything just looks so good.
Yeah.
So
and I know it takes a lot of work,
oh
because
my
we've
gosh.
tried to put up lights at our house.
And
very much appreciated.
Yes. So Illuminights has how many lights?
We have over 650,000 lights.
And you guys started putting it up after Halloween?
After Labor Day. Yeah. So typically by Halloween, we have almost everything wrapped up on the trail side, and then staff are wrapping trees and doing things in the courtyard or the brew pub, because we use those for Halloween events and fall events. But if you are up at Explore Park anytime after Labor Day, We have a huge staff move-in day where our recreation team comes in, which is really fun because the staff who normally work the event, who are greeters, who are Walk of Light staff, and folks who are full-time and part-time staff who actually work the event actually get to help out for one day with all the setup crew. So that kind of gets us in the Christmas spirit right after Labor Day.
Right.
And then we do that again right after Halloween. So it's really great because, they get to see all the lights and all the setups, but then ask questions of the setup staff. So that way when folks come for the first time or many times, one of the biggest questions we get is, how many lights do we have? Right. Which we already answered that. But then other question is, how long does it take to set up, which we just answered. So it takes about 2.5 months or so to actually set everything up. But then the planning portion of it, as you guys know, really goes on year round because we take that feedback from customers and other staff and from folks who visit each year really back to the drawing board in January and February when we have recap meetings, and then we're really planning all year long to say, oh, all right, well, what can we use or what can we rearrange and what can we add it and make it a better experience for the customer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you guys put a ton of work into it. And you're right, though. Like, you start after Labor Day. So then, like, in your brain, because I do this at the library all the time, like, I finish the fall stuff, and then I immediately go into winter pretty much after Labor Day and start planning that. And then I'm, like, ready. I'm like, I don't want to say bye to my pumpkins, but now I've been talking about, like, cookies with Santa and the tree lighting and Illuminights and everything. And now I'm like, where's my tree? So I put my tree up in my office. Was it last week, Kelsey, I think?
I think it was. And it looks fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So, my tree's up and my husband brought in my Christmas stuff. So my pumpkins are on my porch and it's very fall-ish, but then at night my tree is on in my window. So, it's the best of both worlds, best of both seasons.
Yeah.
But we're getting there, and the weather definitely decided. I mean, there were some flurries yesterday throughout, so I don't know.
It definitely feels like maybe not Christmas because it's been kind of warm at Christmas the last few years, if I remember, but it definitely feels like we're getting towards winter, at least a little spell of it here.
I know. I think we're due for a couple big snows. I'm just going to put that out there into the universe because I would like it. Preferably on a weekday, but I'm happy with any snow that we get for sure. So speaking of snow, kinda, the tree lighting is coming up. So that is going to be Monday, December 9th from 6:30 to 8:30 at the South County Library located on Merriman Road in Roanoke. This is our 21st year of it. Last year was our 20th anniversary, so this year we're excited. We have a lot of great things lined up for the evening. Of course, Santa will arrive in the fire truck, which I don't cry at that one as much, probably because my kids aren't with me and I'm like on like all cylinders trying to like.
You're somewhat in work mode, which is interesting for that event because like you're trying to make sure everything's good from the speakers to Santa arriving on time, and it's one of those things where you're trying to enjoy it, but we're also working. But it's also cool to see the reaction from all the folks when we do light the tree. And then when Santa pulls up on the fire truck, the kids lose their minds.
Oh, it's so adorable. And then we have a handler to get Santa from the door up into the quiet reading room to make sure that, we don't want a mob of Santa, but all the kids are so excited to see him. And it's just so cute. So this year we have a couple different activities planned for the tree lighting. First off, weather permitting, all of our refreshments are going to be outside on the patio like we did probably back in 21, I think it was. So that should help alleviate some lines. I know we're in the culture of lines, but the less congestion I can have in the commons area, I think the better it'll be. Plus, then you can, as you're sipping your hot cocoa, you can stare at the beautiful tree that'll be on.
Or come visit me at the bookmobile.
That's right. Yeah, Miss Kelsey will be out with the bookmobile, and she has a special guest that hangs out in her bookmobile during the winter months. So you'll have to stop by to see who or what is in her her passenger.
Yes, and speaking of snow, there will be snow.
That's right.
So come check it out.
Yes, she's got the real deal. So the bookmobile is great, and it's just gonna be so festive. A couple other things we're changing up is bringing a stage, so that way you can we'll have better vantage points. You'll be able to hear the speakers better, and I think we've got a really good new setup that we've we've done this for a while now, and we're just trying some new things.
Yeah, and it's really cool because the park staff on our side, they actually go retrieve the tree, I guess is how you would say, from about an hour away at a tree farm. And they pick the trees out, or some of our parks admin staff, they pick the trees out a few years in advance. So we kind of know somewhat, depending on, of course, tree health and weather and all that stuff. That's out of our hands, but they kind of have an eye on some each year, which is pretty cool to have them be a part of that process. And then they bring that down typically the Monday after Thanksgiving to the South County Library. And then they install that, and then they help decorate it over the span of a few days. So it's really cool to see that process come together, and all their work getting it to the library, and then once it's there, it's always really great to see.
It is. It's always fun to watch. I'll go into our teen librarian's office because she's got the best view of that spot because it oversees right where the tree is. So I always visit her a little bit more during that week, and she knows it too. She's like, you could just come see me for fun, and I'm like, sorry. But it's such a great spot to watch, and just all the work that goes into implanting this tree to make sure it's sturdy and safe and beautifully decorated and not lopsided by any stretch of the imagination. It's just shocking to me what goes into it. And then you always forget how tall the tree is until you're standing there and you're like, yep, that's a big tree.
Yeah, it's really great to see because, seeing all that work, it's kind of like Illuminights in a way to where we have a cool role because we get to kind of see somewhat of the behind the scenes and the setup part. And then you work up and build up to the event. And then sometimes, for me at least, now that I have a little one too, you kind of have to be in the moment a little bit more and realize, all right, this is really cool what we're doing and what we get to do. Not only just in our job, but, providing that service and the events for the citizens of the county and the region, really, which is really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really amazing how everyone in the community and for the county works together to bring this event. It's really fabulous. I'm so excited to be there this year. It's been a few years, so I'm so excited.
Yes. Some other activities that we have, we're bringing back the cakewalk that we've done the last couple of years. Children love that. It'll be in the meeting rooms. And then, of course, Santa is upstairs, and we'll have a prize wheel and scavenger hunt, teen activities, crafts for children. So we've got a really fun-filled night.
Got a balloon artist too, right?
Oh, yes. Jefferson Rose is going to be there. He was just at my son's fall carnival, and the line, the interest in the line for him was just phenomenal. And he's great to work with, so yeah.
And then plus we got the K-Spring Jazz Band.
Yep, the jazz band will be doing their winter concert in the auditorium, and that's just always such a fun event to partner with them and for them to come out and be able to do their concert and have their family members there and their friends, and then people that just wander in to listen, and their concert lineup is always such a hit. Speaking of back to Illuminights, so tickets are on sale.
Yeah, so tickets are on sale. Folks can go to RoanokeCountyParks.com/Illuminights to purchase those tickets in advance. We don't have any walk-ups, so you'll need to purchase them in advance online, or you can go to that website to see all the rec centers and facilities that you can either call or go in person to purchase them in advance. So that's definitely a key talking point there. But then once folks get to Illuminights, we have the Winter Walk of Lights Trail, which is just right at about a half mile with different themed areas along the trail. Once you go through the giant snowflake arch, that's the entrance, you'll hang a right and go in reverse because this year we're back to the reversal order. So it's a little bit of a different perspective, which is always fun to see and experience during Illuminights, because whether it's your first time or folks who've gone multiple years and made it a family tradition, it's cool to see their reactions and get to see all the different things that our staff have been working on. So I know I've been in the past, and it's what's really cool is taking my family and kind of hearing what they think as they go to a different light display, or if they see the Big Bear, or if they see the WSLS package, kind of knows, oh yeah, here's what it was last year, and the things you think you remember, then you walk by and, oh yeah, this was here. And it's really cool to see.
That is cool.
I know. I need to buy tickets, and I'm excited to take my little ones this year. I'm so excited.
I absolutely love that bear. If I could put that bear in my backyard, I'd be pretty happy. He'd hang out with my 6-foot chicken. But my kids were scared of it the first year we did it. I think I just had Coulter. He was scared of it.
It was 2019,
yeah. Yeah. So the first time, he would have been 2, so he's a little scared. But last year he got up to take a picture with it, and I'm like, yes, the bear. So that is such a great and neat and unique installment that I think is just so to me, like when I think Illuminights, I think that bear, and then I think Roanoke. And we have bears, we all know that, but we're not known for our bears. But for some reason, like that's just in my mind, like it's just so beautiful.
Well, and with all the photo ops and stuff along the trail and all the different enhancements, this year we have a little bit more kind of. You may have to look a little bit harder to see some things, which we can revisit that maybe in another podcast or, recapping the event on our side. But you'll definitely want to look out maybe for an elf, because we have an elf that we're going to be moving around, kind of like an elf on a shelf that will be moving around each night at Illuminights. So if you go more than once, you'll be able to spot the elf on a shelf, kind of a nod to that to that Christmas tradition. And then we also have some new uplighting and different light effects that are cool. We have 2 new snow machines.
I was going to ask if you still had those. Those are fun.
Yep. These are bigger snow machines that put more volume of snow out. So we have our own snow juice mixture that we got some volunteers to make this year. We've made 500 gallons of snow juice.
Oh, wow. And how long will that last?
So check back on me with that one. Because typically we make about 300 to 350, and that lasts over the span of 32 days. This year's event, 32 days, but since we have a bigger volume and a bigger machine, we're going to try and stretch it anywhere between 500 and 600 gallons. So, when we were doing the calculations, I'm not very good at math, but when we were doing the calculations, me and a few of the staff were sitting there, it was like, all right, this should be enough to get us through. And like I said, we had some of our park partner volunteers come to the office a few weeks ago and, be able to make that for us. So that helped us out on staff time, and we got some volunteer hours out of it. So
nice.
It's great to have them helping us out. And then we also have, speaking of new, we have a new photo op that is a train.
Ooh, I love that.
Yep. So that's, Roanoke, Train Town.
Absolutely.
That's a really cool display and something new for folks to enjoy. Yeah. That's on the Twin Creeks Brew Pub lawn across from the giant Christmas ornament display.
Okay, nice. Fun. And will Santa be at Illuminights this year?
Santa will be at Illuminights. Oh. Yep. The first 3 weeks in December, over the span of, I believe, 10 days. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I know it's December 1st to the 5th, and then the following week for 3 days, and then the third week for about 3 or 4 days. So if folks want to learn more about that, they can go to our website. Again, RoanokeCountyParks.com/Illuminights to learn more about all the operating days, what activities we have going on. But yeah, Santa will be there in his sleigh, taking photos with the families and the children, and it's going to be really, really cool.
That will be. Yeah. So super fun and exciting. So we've talked about our 2 really big events that happen across the county for the holiday season. And then we have some smaller ones that are just as equally fun. The library, for example, does gingerbread houses. Santa's coming to have cookies with Santa, and he'll do kind of like a mini story time with Santa. And then ornament decorating for pretty much all ages across county libraries happen. And other crafts and things. And I think you guys at Parks and Rec are doing some wreath making.
Yes. Yeah. So December 14th is going to be a busy day at Brambleton Recreation Center because we happen to have a lot of our holiday programming going on that day. So we have a traditional holiday centerpiece program for ages 8 and up, and then we have a Crafty Christmas Creations program for ages 8 to 12, I believe. Ooh. So that's coming up, but then we also have a new kind of smaller program or community event. It's called Santa Paws. So what that is, yeah, you heard that right, Santa Paws is...
Kelsey got real excited.
Yeah, so if you have 4-legged friends, furry friends, you can bring them to Brambleton Recreation Center between 10 and 12. We have time slots every 15 minutes, and so you can register online at RoanokeCountyParks.com to register for a time slot and bring your dog or your pet to come and take a picture with Santa.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That is. I like that.
Yeah, our programmers came up with that, and when I saw that during our Rec Life scheduling cycle, I was like, that's going to be really, really popular.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So much fun. And the other thing, speaking of photo ops, is the gingerbread cottage from the Salem-Roanoke County Chamber will be put up at the South County Library again. So that's a great photo opt. You can do the tree and then that. And, if you haven't done a Christmas card or want to do a holiday post, it's perfect.
Between Illuminights photo ops and the South County tree and like all of our other photo ops, I think people could take multiple pictures.
Absolutely.
For like a
Have a
collage or something.
Yep. Post it on your social media, email it out to friends and family, send a Christmas card. I still send Christmas cards, but my list is like dwindling over the years. So that makes me sad. So if anyone would like to share their address, I'll send you a card.
Either that or just tag us on social media.
Yes. Tag us for sure. So many fun and magical things. I know you talked about Elf on the Shelf. Do you guys do that?
Yes, we have. Yes. It's just a commitment.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't grow up with it, and we don't do that at our house. So a lot of my friends growing up did, so it'd be cool to go over to their house and see it during the holiday season.
Right.
Like, it's not something that we did, but,
We didn't do it either, and I said we would never do it, and here we are with Elfie.
Yeah, Pip is our elf that visits us.
Yes. So we're going to start that up in a couple days after I try and so my poor oldest son, his birthday's December 2nd. So I try and rein in the holidays a little bit more. Like, we don't decorate the tree till after his birthday, 'cause sometimes I use that as a prop. Like, this year Godzilla's going to be on the tree doing something. I don't know. I got to figure this one out because we're having a Godzilla themed birthday party. If you want to know about Godzilla, please call my son. He'll tell you. There's plenty of books at the library on Godzilla too, including Who Is or Who Was Godzilla, like part of that series. Brought that home. We read it a lot. So now, Alex, you haven't joined us. I don't think we've done a podcast together since maybe this time last year. And Caitlin was doing a game. So I've incorporated a game into Beyond the Shelves. So this one, we're going to talk book characters, children's book characters, and Santa's naughty or nice list. So you guys can debate who out of these 5 or 6 characters would be on the naughty or nice list.
All right,
so
let's
this
roll.
is fun. The first one is Paddington Bear.
Oh.
I haven't. Gosh, I don't remember that book. I know there's a movie, right?
Remember?
In their book?
Yeah, there's a whole...
I remember Corduroy.
And there's a really cute movie, too.
The movie is cute.
All right. I would just say, just based off of being a bear, he'd be on Santa's nice list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going nice,
I
too.
agree with that.
Yeah.
What about Peter Rabbit?
Man, you're going classic.
I did go classic because I wanted it to be ones that, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know that. I mean, I feel like I'm going to say nice for everyone.
You're such a nice person.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, I'll go nice too on that one.
I would have said naughty. I mean, he's not supposed to be in that garden, and
he is mischievous.
Yeah.
But
what about Pete the cat?
I mean, his intentions are really good.
They are.
Yeah.
Who is Pete the cat?
You don't know? What?
No.
Oh my goodness. He's the blue cat.
We are going to be checking out some books for you
Yep.
to take home.
Thank
yep.
you.
Yep, we'll get you Pete the cat books. He's cute.
Yeah, he's groovy, actually.
He is groovy. Yeah,
we haven't made it to Pete the cat yet.
Okay, you'll get there.
We're stuck on
What
Little
about-
Blue Truck.
Oh,
Okay.
And we're also stuck on the little engine that could.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
yeah.
So-
So, okay, Little Blue Truck. Where would you put him?
He's a great truck.
He is a
Exactly.
good truck.
He's a good
helping
dude.
everybody out.
He's great. Yeah, I agree with that. Captain Hook.
Oh.
Definitely on the naughty list.
There
Yeah,
you
so
go. See, I
everyone
tried to
was
give you a
good.
good one. Waldo. You don't know
Where's
anything about Waldo,
Like,
so
where's Waldo?
yeah,
I'd say he's good.
I would think so.
He's
Yeah,
a nice list.
Yeah.
If we can find him.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he's got the Christmas outfit. He's got the perfect white and red.
I know, right? He's very festive. So that was fun. I think I agree with you guys on most of them. So Little Blue Shark is a good one, though. And I like all of that whole series is so
That is a
cute.
good series. We've got 2 versions. You got the regular book, and then we've got the one that has all the sound effects with it. So
Yep,
the battery is almost dying.
Yeah. Oh, darn.
So yeah.
yeah.
There is some other themed ones like Little Blue Truck Christmas and Good Night Little Blue
Yeah.
Truck.
Yeah,
and
we
things like that.
have the good night one, and we have the regular one.
Okay.
Don't have the Christmas edition. Maybe that's something I can get for my kid.
Yeah, there you go. It's a perfect gift under the tree. Now we are joined by a very special guest here to read a classic Christmas tale. So be sure to tune in now and tune in later on Christmas Eve to make a new family tradition.
Was the night before Christmas went all through the house. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his courses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the courses they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Thank you so much to our special guest. Hopefully you guys maybe figured out who it was that read such a festive story, and I hope that you do replay this on Christmas Eve and make it a fun little family tradition, or as you're driving, looking at holiday lights, you can listen to the story. From all of us here at Roanoke County Public Library, Parks and Rec, and the county, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. We can't wait until you get to tune in 2025.